Now we get asked the fun questions like, what was the worst moment in all of demo history?
I don't know. Maybe it just feels like the worst moment because it was the most recent. But yeah, it was the Trump shooting.
The eyeballs on it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it really was like, I don't want to be associated with this, but for some reason, I'm associated with it, and so it's.
Hey, that was my worst moment too.
Why was that your worst?
Because I had just taken a loan out against my house and spent a significant amount of money to buy into your company. And literally 36 hours later, I was like, "Oh no, I'm gonna lose my house."
Well, that was one of my like really good friends is an attorney, and so we do all like our contracts through him. And he calls me and he's like, "Hey, I talked to one of my like big attorney friends," and he was like, you could get actually the first thing he said, "Hey, are all of your guns legal?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he goes, "Oh, good. And I was like, "Why?"
Good. This is like the first call. Everything's happening. You're like, "Bah."
Yeah, my attorney friend calls me. It was like 2 days later or something. So like it all like we had been watching the news.
Why'd you pause?
Yeah, and he was like, "Yeah." He said, "Good." And I was like, "Why?" And he goes, "Well, because you're probably going to get, they're going to get a warrant and come like look through all your stuff." And I'm like, "Why?" And he's like, "Just because it's a big like nation worldwide, thing. And they're going to want to make sure that you had any involvement with it." I was like, "Because he wore my t-shirt." He's like, "He's just saying they might." And I'm like, well, that's going to fucking suck.
Just to preface the conversation, if you guys haven't seen it, we talked about it with Clint and Jenna last night. Like, there was a person who shot at the sitting president and was wearing one of Matt's shirts.
The star of Beavis and Butthead, I believe. Yeah.
Well, and he was wearing one of the shirts that, like, our most popular shirt, the one I've worn the most, like a gray shirt that just says Demolition.
Demolition.
Like, we have sold so many of those shirts. All you guys have had one of those shirts, and like
immediately after, I think we all did videos like in that shirt, just out of solidarity. Like,
I mean, and we like, I was going over to one of my buddy's houses.
Solidarity for you, for the record.
Well, that's gonna get clipped out of context. No, I was going over to a guy's house that night just to hang out, and he was like, "Man, did you hear about this Trump shooting?" And I was like, "No." And he tells me like, "Yeah, some guy took a shot at Trump," and I was like, "That's crazy," and that's all we knew. And then like 2 hours later, my brother texts me, and he was like, "Have you seen this?" And sends me a screenshot. He was the first one that let me know, Drew.
Oh, Drewski.
Yeah, Drewski. He was the first one to let me know. He like sends me. He's like, "Have you seen this?" And I was like, "That's not real. Where'd you get that? Where'd you get that picture?" And he's like, "It's the one they're showing." And I look it up, and I'm like, "That is for sure one of my shirts." Like,
I didn't believe it at first.
Yeah, I was like, "There's no way. Like, that's insane." And it was insane, and it happened, and it's crazy. But yeah, it sucked. Like, the news is talking about the guy's name and Trump and me.
And your militia.
And my militia.
The militia.
This alt-right militia.
Yeah, of course, the biggest 2A YouTubers in the world. This militia.
Yeah. Fuck journalists, man.
Mm-hmm. We don't bully them enough.
They don't go to heaven.
I did talk to the FBI. They did call like weeks later. Like it was like months later. It was like 2 months later. They called. Like they never did an investigation. I never got a warrant. They never looked through anything. I think someone probably was like, "That doesn't make any sense. That's stupid." But so the FBI did reach out just to like chat. And they said, "Well, like the guy was like looking through your videos like to learn how to like shoot guns and stuff." And blah. And I went, "Wait, what?" I was like, "What do you mean? Do you know that? Because no one's ever told me that before." And she goes, "Well, no, I was just saying maybe that was that's what happened." I was like,
Fuck.
"So why did you say that?" And she's like,
I love
He
you,
also
but
sucked.
of all the gun YouTubers,
Yeah.
looking at how to shoot guns efficiently is not what I would go to your channel
But that's
for.
what she said, and I was like, "Why did you say that?" And she was like, "I don't know. I mean, it was just like I just thought maybe." And I was like, "Did someone say that they found that out? Like, I don't know." And she was like, "No, I'm not on the case. I have no idea." And I was like, "Okay."
Did he wear a can of beans to stop a bullet?
Brandon's
That's what they would wear if they watched your videos.
What'd you say?
"I just wore a can of beans on my chest to stop a round if they shot me."
and
That's a demo dude watching
steel armor.
So, I would like to say we're all professional shooters here. In Brandon's video, how hard was it to recreate just shooting the ear?
Yeah, well, because you had those like leftist conspiracy theories where it's like, oh, well, it was planned. He just wanted to get nicked in the ear or whatever. Literally impossible. Like not like it's a hard shot. It's literally not possible.
Because you did it from 10 feet away and you had to do it, what, 3 times?
3 times?
Well, because you're talking about like MOA, so it's like 1 inch at 100 yards. He was shooting at like 150 yards.
No
the gun
wind,
he was
like,
using.
Wind, all these variations.
The gun he was using is like maybe like 3 MOA, 2 MOA. The dot he's using, 2 extra MOA. Like all these things on top of it.
He's putting it on a sloped roof on a mag. He didn't have a tripod or anything, right? I mean, he's on
those scary sloped roofs.
He's balancing on a mag while he's stressed because he knows people are yelling at him from the ground. Like, totally
insane. Like accidentally killed that poor fucking dude in the audience.
But stacking what you're saying, it is.
So you got like
if a machine is precision shooting with that weapon, that optic, there's 5-inch variation every single shot, and that's being like gracious.
Yeah, if you were a fucking computer, like if you were a Terminator level shooter and doing like the best possible, no human error,
literally the error in the machinery and the physics
is bigger than your head.
Yeah.
It's an impossible shot to fake, it was just so fucking stupid. You get all these people that don't know jack shit about guns that start going on their soapbox.
And then you get people on Twitter just clipping the slow-mo footage being like, a YouTuber proved that it was a fake shot.
Yeah, and I was like, what the fuck?
Even that video, remember I said, it's like, you should use a piece of ham for the ear because people are going to see the ballistic gel ripple.
Yeah.
That was one of my things I said during that video. I was like, they're going to see the ripple and be like, see, it's fake. And sure as shit.
You fucking dipshits.
Ear tissue's cartilage completely different.
Cartilage, a little bit different density than human skin.
You don't hate journalists enough.
Yeah, dude, you get these fucking journalists who have never done any kind of shooting, which we saw from like people we've had out the range before, never done any type of fucking shooting, and they're like, no, it's fake. This is all fake.
Pieces of shit. What was the part where you were like, oh, it's not gonna be that bad?
It was 2 weeks later, I think, and like I was actually pretty stressed for 2 weeks. 'Cause I don't want to be associated with that. That sucks, like someone died. Also, it was just like a bad deal all around. But it was 2 weeks later, and everyone just forgot about it. Like everybody was really like, we had reporters coming to my house. We had reporters. Yeah,
to your house.
Yeah. We had the second and third assassination attempt really helped you out.
We had someone come to our house. We had people calling, like reporters calling my phone and sending us messages and calling our work line and like all these people bugging us until I put out the video that literally just said, yeah, we didn't know him. I don't support this.
I don't have a militia.
I've never talked to him. We don't want this. And I was like, he literally just bought a shirt online. He didn't come to our store. We shipped it to him. And then everyone stopped talking to us, but they were still talking about us a little bit. And then like 2 weeks later, the world forgot about it and they went on to the next thing. It was literally 2 weeks and no one talked about it anymore.
I don't know if I ever told you this. I had reporters that I knew, like had people that I had coordinated with from the campaign that were calling me about that, getting comment and shit like that.
Yeah.
It was a media frenzy.
The reason, they were doing that because they had no information. They were interested in me because they had no information. It was like, this is a guy, he was this old, here's his name, and he was wearing a Demolition Ranch shirt. So they were like, that's our only lead. We have to call Matt. They hadn't, like, really, if you think about it, we got no information on the guy. We still don't know motive, right? I don't know if they ever came out with
like what you were saying, dude. When it comes down to it, like just don't address it because the people that make the headlines are just pieces of shit.
Yeah. We almost didn't. Like we thought, do we need to do this? And I was like, I feel like I just need to like at least tell people I don't know him. I don't know anything about him. He just bought a shirt,
It had to be a mixed bag seeing how many views that video got so quick.
Yeah, the CPMs are he was like, I'm gonna do a second video.
What's weird is it was definitely bad. We didn't want that, but then like views are fun, so like I was like yikes. I hope this never happens again.
Matt dabbled in the dark side of the force.
I was Lord, why do you give me?
Yeah, I was like, this is
the toughest battle.
To his strongest YouTubers.
like, God, I don't like it. But like, look how many views I got. That's crazy. We went ahead and never talked about it again. But
I was telling, I think we were talking about it yesterday, where like you just sent that message to like all of our group chat. There's like all the YouTubers, I guess, in this group. And you're just like, sent the picture of the shirt, and you're like, Chad, am I cooked?
Yep, I was cooked for a couple weeks, and then never even forgot about it. So it was perfect.
I mean, you didn't do anything fucking wrong.
I know, and that's what it was. Is they like I was worried, like it would just kill everything, and everybody would, like I don't know. I don't really know what I thought would happen. Like this, the time sink. If I had to like go through a FBI investigation, would have sucked, and just the stress of that. But
I mean, a president being shot's a thing that hasn't happened in our lifetime.
Right, yeah.
Like, what is the fucking rule book for that?
Right, yeah, I had no idea what to worry about, but I was worried about it. And, yeah, it turned out, for me, fine in the end. It was just a weird time.
Well, the other thing is, like...
Yeah.
If you were like some crazy person that was like anti-gun, anti-Trump, blah 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 blah, it's like
it would make more sense.
And you wanted to like make guns look bad, and you got on the internet, it was like Googled biggest gun influencer, like you're definitely one of the names that popped up. So like it would make sense to buy your shirt if you were trying.
Or like we said, or if you're just trying to blend into a crowd of Trump people,
right?
Like there's so many things, and like I think I said it the other day, like we don't know what's going through this kid's head other than 300 Win Mag, so like there's no way to know.